Look before you leap. That is the message that I have been hearing all morning and all day today. Look before you leap. And it's so interesting because the message has come with some animals that I'm seeing in my inner vision and in my mind's eye. And I've just clarified this actually with my with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, and I got the hawk right here. So look before you leap. It was so interesting because I thought for sure I would get, the frog or the rabbit when I pulled from this deck, but I got the hawk. And I've just been thinking and hearing and seeing birds in my meditations, in my mind's eye, in my dreams, and when preparing for this message. And so I pieced those two together, and after meditating on it for a little bit, I really understood this very, very deep message. So if this message is finding you right now, there's definitely something here for you. Look before you leap is something that's very important for you. I'm getting that you're somebody who in the past has felt very rushed, very pressured, I'm almost hearing like a slave to time is what I'm hearing. Not just you, but it's something maybe co-workers or a boss or even parents. I'm hearing you've always felt rushed. You've always felt maybe you had to take care of siblings when you were younger, or you're always taking care of someone else, and there's never enough time for you to be taking care of yourself. And if that's the case, and you're getting this message right now and you're here right now, then look before you leap is something that is really applicable to you right now. I'm hearing that, recently you've sort of slowed down a little bit. You've really consciously shifted the way that you work. I'm hearing that whereas before you used to work until burnout, and that was kind of your sign to stop, would be you almost, I'm seeing the image of someone dropping down, like dropping to their feet from exhaustion. That was kind of the previous way of working, of doing things. I'm hearing adrenal burnout, fatigue, exhaustion is such a big word here. And I'm almost hearing and feeling that because of that, you've really put off projects because it almost left a bad taste in your mouth. There's almost this kind of tainted way that you look at starting new things. It's as something that's going to take up time and exhaust you even more. And that's sad because, the truth of the matter is that we are supposed to actually be energized and lit up and inspired and fueled by our passions and by our projects. And honestly, of course, life, you have to do tedious and exhausting things, but it's not all supposed to be like that. And I'm really hearing and feeling so much that you are recognizing that as of lately. And now, and of course, when I'm saying these messages, like I'm part of this collective as well. And so to know that we are on the cusp of starting something new, or for many of us, we've just taken the leap and now we're being given this message, look before you leap. It's like, excuse me. But I really want to clarify here, Spirit is asking me to make it super clear that the message is not to stop leaping. The message is not to not leap at all. The message is not to use this pause to procrastinate. The message is look before you leap. And what I'm really hearing with this is that you are being asked right now to gather your energy, to pause, to go into a space of meditation, of contemplation, and to be very intentional about your next steps. And I'm actually now seeing fox in my mind's eye. And fox animal spirit is very smart, is very wise, is very almost kind of cunning and sly. But I think any of the animals, like the main reason that I was feeling so drawn to my animal spirit deck today, to deliver this message is because of the way that the animal kingdom just operates in general. And and I'm now seeing Archangel Ariel, which makes total sense because Archangel Ariel is the peaceful warrior, and she also, with her name meaning Lioness of God, she's the archangel who really, really works with those who are connected to the animal spirit or just with the animal kingdom in general to deliver messages from the animal kingdom and to help us connect with our own animal spirits and animal guides. So this makes total sense. Thank you, Archangel Ariel. But back to what I was saying before, a lot of messages coming through today. In the past, yeah, you've just felt like there was no time to waste, like you had to do it now, or the opportunity would just sort of pass by you. And I think you've recently come to a place where you've realized that whatever is meant for you, like law of assumption, right? Whatever is meant for you, it's done. It's already yours. You don't need to hurry or rush. And if you look at the animal kingdom, as I was saying before, or you look at nature in general, nature never hurries. And I'm being reminded of a beautiful quote. I think it's Lao Tzu, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. But nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys tuned into that and you saw what just happened with my energy, but I just felt a wave of calm wash over me with that. How interesting. I'm actually hearing that your angels want you to repeat that quote to yourself. Nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. And to feel that wave of peace wash over you as well when you repeat that. They're saying repeat it in the shower, repeat it as many times as you need to. I'm just a channel, guys. I'm not making this up. Whoop, there go my notes for this. Okay, all right. Hold up, please. Interesting. So I made some extra notes for this after my meditation, and I was kind of like, I don't know if that's a separate message. Interesting. So clearly, because this just flew, I'm going to incorporate this one as well. I wrote down the word winter. I just kept seeing the ice is melting, and I'm almost seeing that you sort of had everything around you was frozen. You were almost like stuck in this, like lodged in this like ice igloo of some sort was the image that I was seeing. And right now, you're taking the pause, this intentional pause that we were speaking about. Thank you so much, Spirit. You're taking this pause, and as you're doing so, and as you're opening up your heart, wow, this image is taking a turn of its own, and I'm loving it. But as you're opening up your heart, you are actually melting all of this ice around you right now. And it's turning into the most beautiful water, and water metaphorically represents our emotions. And so you're finally connecting with your emotions, and I think that's where the intentional pause is coming in here. Sorry, you guys, my phone ran out of battery, and I just went and charged it up. And in the meantime, I decided I would go and grab my Archangel deck. Oh, wow. We already have cards falling out here. Thank you. Okay, I actually have Archangel Raphael coming out here, which makes total sense and definitely reminds me of like the main message that was coming through earlier today with the hawk coming out. And this was about vision. So Archangel Raphael, we can call him the divine physician. His name means God heals. And well, he helps us heal physical ailments, so that burnout and that just working until exhaustion that I was speaking about earlier, he also helps us have clarity of vision. He helps heal our vision, physically, but also more metaphorically as well, in the broader sense of the word. He shows us a different perspective, heals our not just physical eyes, but our inner vision as well, the way that we look at the world, our perspective of our situation, even I'm hearing our perspective of how we're meant to work, how we're meant to, why am I hearing the word attack our passions? I guess, yeah, attack them not from this sense of like we're alone right now and we need to do all the work ourselves, but attack them from this like excitement running. Like I'm seeing the vision of kind of a kid like kind of running up to what are they called, the ice cream trucks, you know. And this card says clarity of vision. It says be willing to see things differently, to initiate healing and experience wholeness. Such a beautiful card. I actually want to go ahead and pull one more Archangel card here. So I'm just going to shuffle. What else does this collective know? Archangels, guides. Oh, we have one on the floor now. Excuse me. Oh, Hope. Oh, this is so beautiful. Yes, if you guys can see that Archangel Hope. Beautiful. It says authentic reclamation. It's time to call back all the lost parts of yourself. You know what? This is so interesting. This is reminding me of something I was thinking about very recently, actually, which is soul retrieval. So for those of you who don't know, you know, to summarize this whole concept in a very simplistic way, it's definitely not this simple. But from a shaman's point of view, confirmation hiccup definitely right there. And I think all of us have experienced what soul loss or soul, or what is called or known as soul fragmentation is. You know, throughout our lives, we kind of have these little pieces of our soul that are fragmented. They're either taken from us, or we give them away unknowingly, or, you know, we don't fight for them, or we don't feel we're worthy of having them. And these are parts of who we are to the core. These are our soul. And so what happens is, if you can imagine, our souls, they sort of get shattered into millions and millions of little pieces, and they're left, you know, wherever it is we leave them at whatever age. In that exact moment, a little piece of us breaks off. And I think all of us here can think of at least one moment where, you know, even I'm thinking of this example of like finding out that Santa or the Tooth Fairy is not real. It's just like, oh, that's kind of like soul loss. But this happens in every way. Your first heartbreak, you know, when someone says something, unfortunately, I get really sad when I get into all these examples, but especially with children, you know, you see when children come out of the womb, like all of us, we're not self-conscious. We think we're perfect. We know we're perfect, right? We're chubby and pooping in our pants, and we walk around naked and do headstands and laugh and play all day, and we don't see anything wrong with it. And it's only until our egos begin to develop, or we are in situations where we're told, oh, this is not right, this part of us is wrong, where we even think that there's something wrong with us in any single way, right? And so all of these little moments, these soul fragmentation moments, are, you know, sprinkled throughout our lives. They happen all the time. And so there is a beautiful process that shamans perform, and it's called soul retrieval. And you go on this shamanic journey, and you retrieve these lost parts of your soul when you're ready, under the supervision of, you know, a shaman who takes you through this journey, because of course it's a very, very sensitive process. And, you know, I don't know everything about this process. This is something I definitely want to do one day, and I have done myself in meditations, in a very, you know, small, minor way, and I've experienced really beautiful results with this. But what I do know is that there are 4 questions. So a shaman will ask 4 questions to basically diagnose, if you will, the moments when we've lost those pieces of our souls. And I want you to ask these questions to yourself because they're so telling. They are going to touch your heart in a very special way, and I know that. Just by hearing these questions, and I'm hearing, you know, from Archangel Hope, from that message, that card we just got, they're going to bring back hope right now. So I'm gonna just list the 4 questions quickly. So the first one is, when did you stop singing? So if you look at a little kid, they're always kind of walking around singing out loud. So when did you stop singing? The next one, very similarly, when did you stop dancing? right? As kids, we're always like walking around dancing, and at some point we become self-conscious, and perhaps we stop dancing around in life, and we're more aware of, I guess, our physical bodies and more self-conscious, and we're just not feeling life as much. So when did you stop dancing? The third question is when did you stop becoming enchanted by stories, right? Like fairy tales and believing in the magic in life. When did you stop becoming enchanted? And the final question, the fourth question, is when did you stop enjoying the sweet sound of silence? What a question, right? You know, those people who try to fill every single moment of silence with chatter. And I'm almost hearing that this is actually a big one. This question is a big one for this collective here right now. When did you stop enjoying the sweet sound of silence? And wow, Spirit, thank you so much. You know, I was wondering, and it's so funny because I wrote this down on like my second list of notes of like, I don't really know how this is related, but of course now after this dropping on the floor, me getting the signs and the messages, like read this one, I understand how it's all related. You know, that energy of feeling rushed that we were discussing earlier, of feeling like there's no time. This is so related to not being able to enjoy the sweet sound of silence. And I love describing it exactly like that because it is such a sweet sound. But how often are we rushing through life, not allowing ourselves to feel that silence and to be okay with the silence, to be okay with the unknown. And wow, oh my gosh, how this is all coming together right now. Look before you leap. Guys, this is a total message of standing in that silence. Thank you, Spirit, for the win. I was like, this message is like 25 different messages. Of course, they're all coming together. I hope you guys are following right now. In my head, things are clicking and I'm seeing like, you know, dots being connected, but I hope that you guys are feeling this as well. That look before you leap. It's not a pause where, you know, you're going to hear the crickets in the silence and it's going to freak you out. This is source, spirit, whoo, baby, your spirit guides are asking you to pause right now. Number one, I'm getting like, smell the roses, see how far you've come. Do like a little nod to yourself, you know? When you look in the mirror today, just do one of those like, yeah, like, yeah. I'm definitely gonna do that later on today. But like, yes, girl, like, look how far you've come. Or like, yes, man, like, look how far you've come. And do a little nod to your spirit, your soul, your real soul, okay? I'm hearing also to take the time to reclaim, like to go ahead and do a little ritual or ceremony for yourself to reclaim the parts of your soul. Okay, I'm now hearing, let's do this together. Okay, so if you're still with me, let's do a little soul reclamation now. So we're going to think of those 4 questions and the moment that stands out to you the most right now. The moment, one of many moments, or just a collective general feeling of giving away your soul or having a little piece of your soul taken from you before you knew how to stand up for yourself, right? I'm being asked for you to think of that memory, you know, of course, trigger warning, don't do this if you don't feel comfortable just yet, but if you feel comfortable and if it's safe and appropriate for you to do so, you could even close your eyes right now and just really connect to spirit, to your soul, okay? And I want you to think of a moment when your spirit felt a little crushed, a little, a little bit fragmented. And I want you to visually, if you can, and if you're not a visual person, you could just say to yourself, I now call back the lost parts of me. It was just 11:11 on the timer here as I was doing this for confirmation. And I want you to really feel and to visualize that your soul is that piece that you're almost reaching out and grabbing and taking it back because it's yours. It is yours and it always has been, okay? That is your soul and belongs to you. So I want you to reach out and grab that part of you and take it back. Like, take that piece back because it belongs to you. And you could say in your head, I now reclaim lost parts of me. Archangel Hope, please carry us through this. Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping us heal our broken souls. And feeling so supported right now, I want you to reclaim your wholeness in whatever way that presents to you, visually, metaphorically, or just by saying it. I reclaim my soul now. I reclaim my soul now. And I'm being asked and guided to let you know that when you take this intentional pause right now to reclaim your soul, and then you go out into the world and you continue doing what it is you've been so focused on, you've had your gaze and your sights set on. When you look, you take the time to look before your next leap, and you do that leap in wholeness. You take that leap with that piece of your soul that you had, previously had fragmented. You are a million times more powerful. Your light is a million times brighter right now. So go out there as your whole healed self. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. And know that you are unstoppable. And know that you don't ever have to let anybody take away fragments of you. There are no parts of you that are wrong. All are created perfectly and in wholeness. And all of them belong to you and are a part of you. And it is your job in the process of healing to go back and to reclaim what is rightfully yours. And that's the message that's really coming through to me today. That took some wild turn. I did not expect that. I hope that resonated with all of you. Let me know down in the comments how this soul fragmentation touched you, or just how that resonated and sat with you. I'm actually really, really curious. I want to know if anyone else felt that, because I definitely feel very powerful at this moment and feel very much connected to my spirit and soul. I want to know if anyone else had that experience. Thank you. Sending you all so much love.